Welcome, wonderful souls. It's time for a brush with death. Death is me, and you can call me Grim. Brush with Death is my new art channel where I'll be continuing the Pokemon Entity series that started on my streaming channel, Utsukushi Grim. So please subscribe to see more Fakemon art and regular art content. I decided to go back to my origins as a Fakemon artist for this first video, so I'll be redesigning my very first set of starter Pokemon I made for an old region called Enkyo. Oh my god, oh shit, yep, that's bad. That's really bad. The grass starter is based on Samurai. What is this grass dog Ralts? What the fuck is this second stage? Okay, I know I made this because I'm a bit annoyed that Samurott is on all fours and it uses a saw, get up. Fire starter, cute. Maybe it's supposed to be a knight, but because this was the first time I drew Fakemon and animals, I really didn't know how to draw animal feet, so it has stubs and I don't know what's going on with the evolution, but yeah. Water starter was supposed to be based on Vikings, but I made this baby before that beta starter came out. Ew, what the, I don't even know what I was thinking. It's not even Viking anymore. I made megas for them and that one looks a bit more Viking. Those look a little bit better, but not really. This was in 2018, so let's see how much I've improved in the last 6 years. For the concepts, I chose to focus on the main points of the themes that each starter had. A samurai sword for grass, a knight's armor for fire, and a Viking ship for water. The grass starter is the most different, but I tried to keep elements of the original designs on the new ones. Instead of a dog-like thing, I changed the grass line to birds for a bigger contrast from the fire starter. I made the wings look like a knife or dagger. I kept the leaf collar and the tree seed on its head, making it look like a bandana type of thing. This is Seedin, the IS Pokemon, with his name coming from Seed and Ronin. This is the same as the original name, and Seedin is the pure grass type with the ability Overgrow and its hidden ability, Supreme Overlord. Its wings are heavier than they seem, acting as weights for Seedin's training. It cannot fly. That's right, it's jumping in this picture, yep. I quite enjoy this over the original since the old one looked like a Ralts and Riolu fusion. Falcons and hawks are more often associated with samurai as well. The fire starter was supposed to be a mix of a horse and lion, so I tried to keep that strange combo of animals in the new design. Lions are seen in many crests and are an animal symbolizing royalty, while horses are usually companions to knights. This is Cubban, the awestruck Pokemon, with his name coming from cub like a lion cub and burn because of fire. The name is the same as the original, and it will be a pure fire type with the ability Blaze and hidden ability Justified. Cubban looks at evolved Pokemon in admiration and wonder. It often daydreams of the day it evolves. I still thought the fact that I made the original designs of the legs stubby so I didn't have to draw feet was very funny, so I kinda wanted to keep that spirit in this new line of designs, but of course now it looks more purposeful. Its head fur is made like a knight's helmet that's just a bit too big for this little baby. The water starter was actually the easiest to redesign. The idea was already there, but the original designs were poorly executed. So for this first stage, it's just a cute and simple redesign, already giving more of a Viking ship vibe with its design of the tail and the back pattern. This is Vessi, the cheer Pokemon, with its name coming from vessel and sea. It is pure water type with the ability Torrent and hidden ability Multiscale. It enjoys celebrations and loud crowds as their energy boosts from happy emotions. I kept the eyes closed from the original design, but rather than a shy Pokemon, it is very extroverted. And even though I changed its name from Rissi to Vessi, I kept the same vibe and that cute pronunciation. So those are the 3 new designs of the first stages of my old starter Pokemon. Do you have a favorite already? Let's see what they will evolve into. With the revamped grass samurai starter being a bird, this grass line gave me the most creative changes of all the starters. I posed it like a samurai quick drawing its sword running to its opponent, and I made the leaves something into like a ponytail, and its actual tail is a reference to Nobunaga Oda's family crest. This is Takakata, the sprint Pokemon, with its name coming from Taka meaning hawk or falcon in Japanese, and katana like the sword. I also imagine its name is similar to what its cry can sound like it's Takakata. It keeps its abilities of Overgrow and Supreme Overlord and remains a pure grass type, with its newfound strength of lifting its wings with ease. Takakata focuses on its agility and nimbleness. Now let's see the final evolution for this grass starter line. I first struggled with what kind of body shape I wanted this line to have, and I went with a more sleeker design rather than a big fluffy bird. With this final stage, I gave it arms and made its wings a cape-like structure while it's still heavy like blades. Its demeanor is powerful and commanding, and I referenced the many iterations of Nobunaga Oda from various games and media. Samurai warriors. I also added the Sakura element as showing the growth from a little leaf to a powerful samurai and the cherry blossoms about to kill you ass. This is Takaimyo, the ruthless Pokemon, with its name coming from Taka, like previously, and Daimyo, which is what the strongest feudal lords in the olden Japan were called. Now the hidden ability Supreme Overlord makes a lot of sense. Takaimyo has a commanding presence and a paralyzing gaze. Its sharp and heavy wings pose a great danger. Unlike its previous evolutions, Takaimyo is now strong enough to lift up its wings and fly. However, it's a dark type, referencing Nobunaga Oda's nickname of the Demon King. So, do you like this grass starter line? Let's see what the fire starter Carbon will evolve to. Since the time I designed this line in 2018, we've gotten a couple more Pokemon based on knights, even fire type ones. So I tried to avoid the fire plume design and went for a sleek type of plume to be like a lion's mane and a horse tail. This line was probably the toughest to redesign. I can see why the old Grimm made a dog design with this concept, but I think the new one is a much better execution. The body is like chainmail and the design is pretty self-explanatory. This is Bond Squire, the Squire Pokemon, with its name being a combo of Squire and Bonfire. It is a pure fire type with its previous abilities of Blaze and Justified. Bond Squire are extremely flexible and determined. It eats plenty and can be quite stubborn. Its hind legs are surprisingly strong. This second stage gets a more horse-like body shape where it will grow and evolve into its final stage. Not only do we have more night Pokemon, we got a lot more fucking horses now too. So it was tough to figure out a different pose and design that made it stand out from the other horse in the series. Like with the original design, I made the legs armored and somewhat in a point, but more detailed to a knight's armor rather than some pointy silver legs. Its armor is rose gold with gold trimmings and its bright colors really remind me of a proud knight, showing off his glistening armor and well-groomed mane tail hair. This is Chivalry, the knighted Pokemon, with its name coming from Char and Chivalry or Cavalry. It keeps its abilities of Blaze and Justified and is now a Fire Steel type. With a strong sense of justice and leadership, Chivalry are quite popular among royalty and are often admired by younger Pokemon. So now it's gone full circle, with Carbon being the admirer and Chivalry being the admired. What do you think of this new design for this line? Let's move on to the designs of the water type starter evolutions. Surprisingly, this line gave me the easiest redesign as the body shapes was something I was already satisfied with. It was more of a detail issue rather than the main shape of the Pokemon. I made this second stage have more of a boat-shaped body. It grows a harder and darker scales from its back to its head. The patterns, the horns, the tongue and tail are made it to look more like a Viking ship decor. This is Siglo, the dinghy Pokemon, with its name coming from Sigla, which means sail in Icelandic according to Google, and Sailor. It is a pure water type with the same abilities as before, Torrent and Multiscale. A good traveling companion of the sea. Siglo sings sea shanties loud enough for those far away to hear. This is a quite cheerful Pokemon, playful and mischievous compared to Takaimyo's intimidating looks and Chivalry's proud justice. Let's see what the final stage of the water starter looks like. This final stage, along with Chivalry's design, are more based on the mega evolutions I gave to the starters back in the day. Chivalry kept the long mane, and this water final starter pretty much kept its overall shape and design, only with more interesting details like its back being a dinosaur-like shape, but also practical that trainers could sit on the bumps, rather than being like a literal boat shape. The colors are also more detailed like a Viking ship and a dragon head, and multiple flippers for the oars of the ship. This is Kingbuck, the voyage Pokemon, with his name coming from Viking, and Lingbacker, I think is how you say that shit, a whale-like creature in Norse mythology. It keeps the ability Torrent and Multiscale while becoming a water dragon type. Most days Kingbuck are used for long, calm travels across the sea. On occasion, Kingbuck creates strong currents as they cheer in unison. Originally, when this line was a Lapras bootleg, it was a water ground type, but Water Dragon definitely suits it more, and it suits the Viking concept. There you have it. These are the new redesigns of my first ever starter Pokemon. What do you think? Which of the starter Pokemon are your favorite? And let me know in the comment. I learned many things about Fakemon art since 6 years ago, and I would say from anatomy to design choices, I've improved a lot. And there's always time to learn and get better at art. That's what this channel is about. Creating new things from Fakemon to characters. So keep creating and maybe you'll have a brush with death. I'll see you next video. Oh, happy day!